everyone, and welcome to this radio show today on Wisdom app. I've just been watching some Disney Plus, chilling out, watching American Dad. Right, I was just laughing my head off. You know, Roger. He's like one of the most funniest character you can have in cartoon history. Like, the writers of American Dad are very creative and clever, very entrepreneurial as well. It's just you got to you got to have cartoons in your life, and you got to laugh. You got to have laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. If you didn't believe that, it's great to. It's just great to basically, you know, filter out all the stress in your life and anxiety. If you wouldn't believe that, it's true. Laughter is the best medicine. And as entrepreneurs, you got to learn to laugh. You got to learn to, you got to have your chill. You got to be chill sometimes. It's amazing. Like, there's so much, like, content out there, and it's like, if you could just say you're reading a journal article on the internet, you can basically read something from one professor, but then you'll read something from another professor. This is what I've noticed now in with the internet and all this information we have. And this is in business too. This is in, music. This could be in spirituality as well. People form different opinions about, what's right, and what path and destiny that you should go. I suppose if you can relate to your speaker and your where you feel most comfortable with, that's what you want to be doing. You want to relate to your motivational speaker, your guru as well. Now, there is a lot of fake gurus out there that want to scam people in spirituality, and shame on you for that. I mean, it's just so easy to overload yourself. But we should just all keep it just simple. Your simple path, your simple life, keeping it simple. Because we can. I love spirituality. I firmly believe in the law of attraction, and like attracts like as well. I love meditation. And it's as I was saying in a previous episode, we got to put the theory into practice. We can do all the courses. This is in business. This is in music. This is in anything in general. We can learn all the theory with all the textbooks, but until we put it into practice, that's when it comes most valuable. Because when you have a value in your life and you have purpose, you, life is just much, much better. People people who have goals are far more successful in life and in business, make more money as well, rather than people who don't have goals, who don't care, who want to be lazy, go nowhere. I'm very, thankful for, setting goals as well. Keeping fit and healthy. I went today. I went out to the outdoor gym. I did my push-ups, my chest workout. Did that. I felt really good, really great. I did. I just felt fantastic. Fantastic. I felt. Exercise is important because it helps keep the mind, body, and soul and spirit alive when you're exercising. And that's what I love about, going and, working out and doing yoga as well. Is the beauty about it is it keeps the energy flowing. If you've ever had a bad day or a rotten day, it's okay to have a bad day. We all have our shit days in business. We all have our moments where we think, oh no. But I always think, well, tomorrow's a new day for me. And I basically, I just think, look, tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to, be much better tomorrow. I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I will, perform much better than I did. We can't live in struggle all the time. We have to have discipline. Discipline is what gets us to the top. It's it basically gets you closer to where you want to climb the mountains. So if you're climbing, just say, if you're going to climb Mount Everest, you're going to take it small steps at a time, and you're going to discipline yourself to climb the mountain. It's the same in business. You're going to take small steps. Baby steps is what they're called. Baby steps is more important. It's like if we don't take those small baby steps as well, and if we just overwhelm ourselves when we're climbing a mountain, it's going to get too hard. It's going to get too complicated. And it's just going to be really, really, really difficult. I always just think keep life simple. Your simple path. Keep life simple. Because we should have a simple path in our life, if it's our spiritual life, our spiritual journey. And self-belief and motivation does help too. Find your motivation for success. Find your audio tapes or your speakers that you can relate to in business. Because I'll tell you something, in business, there's a lot of bad energy out there, and there's a lot of people that want to rip you off. They want to screw you over, take advantage of you, and it happens. It happens. I've said this before, in business, no one's there to be your friend in business. No one is there to be your friend in business. People want to steal from you. They want to one-up each other. So as us entrepreneurs, content creators, I think we just got to ask the universe to bless our emails, bless our social media, bless our community, our followers, bless our customers, our clients, and just ask for the best clients that you can, and you attract that as well. You attract that. Today I was working on some. I was just writing some music, and I was just enjoying it. I'm not putting pressure on myself. I found when I put pressure on myself to create, it gets so much harder than it should be. There's anyone out there who's an author, who's a poet, who a YouTuber, what is your experience with creativity, and what are your methods of overcoming, creator's block, writer's block as well? How do you overcome obstacles? How do you overcome the fear of rejection? Yes, the fear of rejection. Believe me, I've been there, done that as well. The fear of rejection. And, everyone has fear. Everyone has anxiety as well. Everyone has doubt. But I suppose just got to think, well, I'm having anxiety today, or I'm having depression today, or I'm stressed today. Just have to acknowledge it, say, okay, it's there, and, just let it go. It's okay to have a bad day. Don't be too hard on yourself if you've had a shit day and you don't feel the best. It's okay to be cranky at times. I started to see that I start to think, well, what achievements am I proud of? What are you most proud of in your life? What do we get wrong about life? There's anyone who would like to come on stage and talk on the Stephen Shields radio show? You're most welcome to. It's, we all make mistakes, and don't be ashamed of your mistakes. I've made mistakes. But just, learn from those mistakes and say, okay, it's okay, I fucked up in life. And just forgive yourself. And you just let it go. And you just feel at peace. Is all I can say. At peace. The good thing is, what I like about cartoons as well, if you just watch cartoons, I like to watch cartoons. I was watching The Simpsons today. Oh God, Homer Simpson. He's crazy. And Ned Flanders. And I was watching American Dad, cracking up laughing. Roger the Alien. All the personas Roger does. And South Park as well. That's a funny show. I definitely watch South Park if I can. Bob's Burgers is all right. It's okay. Watch something funny and entertaining. You got to have a laugh. Laughter is great. You know that. And then just, you know, be be yourself. Don't copy other people's trends. Don't be someone that you're not. Don't don't compare yourself to influencers on Instagram and Twitter influencers and that shit, because that's not cool. That's not good for your mental health. I mean, there was the Fry Music Festival. It was a couple of years ago. And basically, what would I say? It was a music festival by Billy McFarlane and rapper J. Rule. They basically created, a festival and scammed people of all these tickets, and I think they've gone to jail. And it was a disaster. It was supposed to be this music festival, and it was not cool. And Billy McFarlane and J. Rule, shame on you. Shame on you for scamming investors of their money. He basically scammed investors, millions of dollars. Like at least $26 million, and he's in jail. He's in jail. And shame on you for that. Because that's just ruined the love of music. It's just completely it's just not good on the industry for anyone. And why would you do something like that? Why would you do that? That's just stupid. Stupid, isn't it? Why would you do that? Like, these people, I can't believe you do that on a music festival. You'd scam people of buying tickets, paying these high-end celebrities to promote it on their Instagram. He made it look so realistic and so good. You can check the videos out on YouTube. But that's just not cool. That is not cool at all. Not cool. But as well, guys, I've got music on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. I think I'm all over the internet. You can follow me on Web Talk as well as my social media. I am on YouTube. My podcast, The Stephen Shields Radio Show, is on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Overcast. Where else am I for you guys to tune in to your favorite podcasts? Yeah, Anchor as well. I'm on Anchor. If you're listening to podcasts on Anchor, I'm there. So I'm all over the place. I try to give you the best content and entertainment that I can. I've interviewed so many wonderful people on the Stephen Shields radio show. But what brings drive for you? Where do you find your drive? Especially if you, especially if you're getting a lot of knockbacks in your life. Where do you find your drive? How do you find your focus? It's an interesting one, isn't it? How do you find your focus? Where do you get your drive in life? What keeps you going during the shit times? I know for me, it's basically just, doing my meditation practice, surrounding myself with people who want to succeed, who want to do well in life, because what you put in your subconscious mind, especially during your sleep, it can affect your performance overall. And it really can. It can. I, I'm a believer in, just being yourself, not following what society tells us to follow with trends and all this stuff. How's trends affected you in life? How's trends affected you in your life? That's an interesting one, isn't it? How do you feel about trends and all this stuff? Do you find you get frustrated thinking about trends? Do you find, I've got to create content because that's what the latest algorithm is recommending me? Or do you think, okay, yeah, I can adopt to the trends, that's fine with me? Interesting, isn't it, about trends? Because I see it all the time on YouTube. I see it all the fucking time on YouTube, guys. It's trends this, algorithms this, what would you recommend to watch next with artificial intelligence? You know, I mean, we are in a difficult time with, this coronavirus pandemic. We've seen a lot of all this, social distancing now. We can't go to meditation retreats. We can't basically, how do I say it? We can't, it's like we don't have the freedom like we did pre-pandemic, guys. And how was your freedom before the pandemic in 2020? What were you doing before 2020 hit? I can remember in February 2020 we had this storm damage up at my local shop. I was volunteering for my, local fire brigade. I'm a volunteer firefighter. And, storm damage came. And it's just, it was something, I don't know, there was just something out there just said, there's something not right about 2020. And that was the last time I ever went on a cruise. I went on the first responders cruise. I think this was in March. This was before it was declared a pandemic in Australia and before all the hotel quarantine and the border closures we had. I can remember panic buying. People just panic buying toilet paper, which I had no idea why people do that. Is it because of anxiety? Is it because of fear driven by the media? I was like, what the fuck is going on here? No one knew what was going on. Not even me. Now, wherever you are in the world, I mean, in Australia we've been lucky, but wherever you are, has it been hard on you? Have you found it hard working from home? Have you been able to adapt to change as well? Have you been able to stay productive working from home? I mean, we are out of a lockdown, and I'm hoping we're out of a lockdown for good in Sydney. And, I just remember my device usage just went up so much. God, I was just sitting on a computer all the fucking time. It was just... It's just like, you just feel like you just become a zombie. You just feel like you're a zombie. You're like, I'm a zombie, man. And I look at it like this. I mean, this pandemic will pass. This will move on. We will get back to a normal life again, or the new normal, as what it's called. But this won't be something that'll be around forever. I think if you keep going with what you really want to do, if you keep on finding your passion as well, and if you know what you want, I mean, because we had the global financial crisis in 2008, and that was a difficult time for everyone. But obviously this pandemic is worse, because you've seen what it's done to the hospitality or the service industry, wherever what you would call that in the United States. We call it hospitality. And I just think, well, I can choose to either let it get to me. I could sit down and watch the news all the time and listen to negativity in my life, or I can just go and, I'll watch Disney Plus, or I'll go on Insight Timer, I'll work on my business, I'll podcast and stay productive, write music. I'd rather make a living doing something that I love rather than being miserable and making a living. I've been there, done that. I've had times in my life where I was earning good money, but I just wasn't happy. I was coming home grumpy, cranky, tired, and then you start drinking alcohol because you've had a stressful day, and that's not healthy for you. And then COVID-19, it's taught us to be, more cleaner. It has taught us something. But we just got to look ahead for the future. And, look ahead for the future and do the best that you can. Here's a quote by Marcus Aurelius. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. Yeah, like I was talking about before about mistakes. We all make mistakes, but don't repeat it again. We're human. Be careful what you read. Be careful for what you feed your mind with, because there's a lot of crap and there's a lot of bullshit out there on the internet that's just brainwashing people. And then anyone can just go and write a blog and just talk shit. Anyone can on Wikipedia, and that's not a valid resource. So where to from here? What's next in your life? Who, what's your future plans? What's your future desires? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to travel? Who do you want to travel with? Why do you want to travel? Where do you want to travel to? How do you want to travel? Do you want to travel first class? Do you want to travel business class? Do you want to travel economy? Well, I'd rather travel first class because that would be awesome. That would be awesome, traveling first class. It's It's like you deserve to be the best you that you can be. You deserve to go to the amazing holiday destinations. You deserve to be happy and live your life in joy and abundance. And, you know, wanting to live the best life that you can live. And look, if anyone's out there, feel free to come on stage. Tell us, what have you gotten wrong in your life? Do you have a why? Do you have a why? Because I hear this in personal development all the time. It's not the how, it's the why. It's not the how, it's the why. Isn't that right? It's not the how, it's the why. I could never get my head around that for years. It was a good 4 years until I realized now it's the why do you want it? Why do you want to make more money? So I can be financially free. Why do you want to be financially free? So I can pay my bills on time. I can travel to nice destinations. Why do you want to travel to nice destinations? Because I want to go on holidays. I want to get away from, where I live and see beautiful landscapes. Why do you want to see beautiful landscapes? Well, because I like going in nature. I enjoy going for walks. And then you think it's interesting. The why. I know why I want to travel, because I want to see beautiful countries. And I love traveling. It's fun going to new destinations when you can. And just seeing spectacular, views in the Northern Territory. I've been to the Grand Canyon in the United States. It's beautiful, the Grand Canyon. I went there when it was actually raining. Actually, it was a miserable day in Sedona. Sedona's a nice place, beautiful place, up in the mountains. It was nice and cold, but it was beautiful. Anyone been to Sedona? Oh, it's a nice, beautiful place. I suppose, surrounding yourself in nature and getting out in nature as often as you can is important, because I like nature. Animals are cute as well. I like animals, horses, cats, dogs. They are important for our environment as well. Definitely very important. And I'm always thinking, how can I better myself? How can I, what can I get better? What can I do better? I'm always thinking of stuff like that. How can I get better? I'm always thinking of that sort of stuff. What can I do better next? But also sometimes I tend to get too hard on myself. And that, for me, I've had to learn to just not do that. Don't be too hard on yourself when you're setting your goals. And when you want to, achieve that one thing. I think just enjoy the climb, enjoy the process, enjoy climbing up the mountain. And I've had to learn this too, is I can't have everything straight away. Nothing happens straight away. There's a lot of bullshit on YouTube. I know I'm a YouTuber, but there's a lot of people that just go and talk shit. And they go and say, yeah, I made $1 million in this and Shopify in this. It's all bullshit. It's all clickbaiting. It's all crap. There is a lot of crap out there. So what's next for you? Where do you want to go on your journey in life and in business as a content creator, whatever you're doing? Where do you see yourself in the future? Are you visualizing? Do you visualize? Do you do affirmations? Do you, I don't know. Do you see yourself in the present? Manifesting? Do you, want? Do you ask yourself, what do you want? Have you ever asked those questions? What do you want? What do I want? Now that's a very good one. What do I want? If there's anyone listening to the Stephen Shields radio show right now, please come on stage and tell me, what do you want in your life? What do you want to manifest? If you had what you want now, how would you feel? Interesting, isn't it? How would you feel if you had what you want right now? Yeah, I'm talking to all these amazing people listening in on the Stephen Shields radio show, and it's really awesome. It's an honor to talk to everyone who listens to, the Stephen Shields radio show. I think when you want something bad enough, for some reason, I don't know why, you end up getting to your destination. Isn't that interesting? When you want something bad enough, somehow you just get there. I don't know why. Yeah, I was listening to Wayne Dyer today and Eckhart Tolle, and Wayne Dyer's passed away a couple of years ago. Now, he grew up in an orphanage. Isn't that interesting? He didn't have the best childhood ever. And why, you know, he became successful because he had an abundant mindset. It's because he wanted to. I suppose if you have an abundance mindset, you know, you get there somehow. You get to the top. Fill that mind with success. Fill that mind with prosperity. Fill that mind with abundance. Fill that mind with wanting to go the extra mile, to put in that extra effort, and to get that reward. You know, because when you have that mindset in your subconscious, you will improve your business. You will make more money. You will perform better. You will be more productive. And you will just, you'll live the best life that you can live. You know, I'm all the way in Sydney, Australia, and I'm talking to 39 amazing people right now listening, and this is awesome. This is really awesome. If anyone wants to come on stage and introduce yourself and share your story, you're most welcome to. I'd love to hear what you do. What mistakes have you made in your life? How have you overcome mistakes? How have you overcome obstacles? How have you, you know, overcome disappointment? Because we do have days where we get disappointed. We have times in our life where things aren't going the way we want. We have times where we feel like shit, and that's normal. I get those days as well. I have those moments. You know, what we're taught in our school education system, which I think is just fucked up, to be honest. I never liked school. I had a hard time in school. I was suspended every year of my high school life. I never liked it, never looked forward to any moment, any day of high school or school in general. For me, it was hell. I was told, well, because I had autism, mild depression, anxiety, basically labeled as a disability, oh, you'd never go to university and get a bachelor's degree. Now, don't get me wrong. I struggled getting a bachelor's degree for 4 years of my life, and it's not. I know. Yes, it's true. You don't need a bachelor's degree. However, all it is for me is just a name on a piece of paper. I can think academically. I can think critically. You know, we were just taught to, when you're writing a paper, well, you write formally, and that's what it really taught me. But it didn't teach me to go out there and be an entrepreneur and manifest. It was by my last year I started having depression. I don't know why. I was just getting depression. I was just feeling shit and just miserable. And it's not fun to feel like that. No one deserves to feel like that. Yet I had everything, I have. But I wasn't taught to love myself. And I hope if there's a special lady out there one day listening to me, I'm a single man right now, and I love you, whoever you are, and I just want you to be happy. Unconditional love, it means the world to me. And, you'll be my soulmate. But see, and you see how society portrays things on TV that, oh, we've got to, live the Kardashian lifestyles. I don't give a shit rat's ass about the Kardashians at all. I don't care about them. They're fake. The amount of Botox they're using is just, it's not real. They're fake. And I don't accept that shit. It's not cool. Why do you want to live a life that who you're really not inside? There's so much gossip out there in the world. There's so much just bullshit out there. There's just a lot of just ridicule and chaos. And I start to think, well, how can I live my life better? How can I be the best Stephen Shields that I can be? What can I do better next time? Just having water. Yeah, isn't this amazing? I'm literally in Sydney, Australia, and now we've got these audio apps where we can connect with people overseas. That's so cool. I mean, years ago, you couldn't do that. Isn't isn't that amazing, eh? We couldn't do that years ago. And now we're doing it for us in the world. I can talk to someone in the United States, Europe, where else? New Zealand, the other side of Australia. I mean, I love Australia, don't get me wrong. There's countries I like to travel again. I'd like to go to New York. Where else? Yeah, Boston. Canada, Europe, Switzerland, Germany. There are places on my to-do list for travel as well. Don't get me wrong. But we just have to wait until all this pandemic shit finishes, and then hopefully it all clears up soon. And, we can just move on and just live life and get back to partying, get back to live music again. That'd be so awesome. The last live concert I went to was in November last year, and I just miss it. I really do. I just miss it. I miss those moments, miss those days. And, live music is awesome. It just brings a lot of joy and brings a lot of power and passion and, brings a lot of energy. When you get that great feeling of energy, and then you just you just feel like time just goes so quick, and then bugger, the gig's finished, we gotta go home. That sucks. I love live music. The atmosphere is just amazing out there. You just forget all the bad shit in the world. Those 2 hours or so. Man, it is spectacular. To be honest with you, it's spectacular. We've had some good weather in Sydney as well, and it's been nice spring days. But for me, getting that hour of sunlight, just taking my shirt off and going to work out as well, and when the nice sun, get that tan, is It's really great for your body. It strengthens your immune system, and it's just great for your soul, your mind, body, and your soul and your spirit. That's what vitamin D is good for. Definitely good for all that stuff. And the breath work for me has been amazing. It's these 30-day challenges by StressFit has been awesome, because it shows that, you know, when you have discipline to get up, you know, in the morning. I like to do it in the morning. I play my music, and I just think, wow, I'm putting oxygen into my body. I'm breathing. I'm recharging all my cells too. And, you know, when you do that, that is perfect. That is perfect. Also, the yoga too. I mean, yin yoga's helped a lot, especially with weight training. I quite enjoy doing weight training. I like been doing a lot of body weight workouts. You know, just doing pull-ups, dips as well, push-ups, sit-ups, squats. I've got an altitude mask that I do my sprints with, so I do that. It's good. It you know, sprints have been great when you get into some of the high intensity work. You know, and going for a run. I've been doing a bit of, you know, jogging too. And, you know, just breathing in as much pure oxygen as you can is all I can say. Because pure oxygen is the best. This has been a wonderful episode today on the Stephen Shields radio show. I'm going to leave it there for now. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. If anyone wants to come on stage, you're welcome to right now before I close the room. If not, have a good night, have a good evening, a good day wherever you are. You know, please follow me on Web Talk. I'll put the links in the podcast description. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show. You get new podcasts every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. And it looks like we've got one guest here coming on stage now. Just let you on. Oh, hang on. What's happened? Ooh. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, how are you?
I am excellent. Welcome to Wisdom.
Yes, wisdom's been great.
Mama. Yeah, buddy. This is I'm the unofficial welcome wagon.
Yeah.
Mama. Papa.
So what do you do? What do you do for your career?
I so this is wisdom is my give back. I'm a
Yeah.
digital marketer. NASCAR Media is the place in IG where people can get free marketing.
Yeah.
So I give people backlinks for free. Just as my way of giving back. Mama.
Yeah, wisdom's great, isn't it? Because there's so many audio apps out there, and but I don't know. I came across this app yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh, all the
Yeah.
more reason. Big welcome.
No, it's really good, and it allows me to record a podcast, and I can publish it too. So you're on the Stephen Shields radio show.
Yeah. When I joined social audio,
Yeah.
I saw my dreams of having an XM station, like pretty much, realized, and so my first my first profile uh, was like asking people to join me on the journey to XM,
Mm-hmm.
and now with wisdom, that radio show, it can live in my profile.
Mm-hmm.
Just record episode after episode, and I've been in social audio long enough that I know exactly how to frame a show.
Mm-hmm.
And like even chatting with you, it's all helping to refine my message in terms of how I want to present myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I call wisdom the adult table,
Mm-hmm.
and all the other audios as just practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go there to learn, to grow, and once you are now whole as a person, you're ready for wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need anyone here to prop you up, to support you, to whatever you have to share. You just come
Yeah.
here and share.
Because I've been on quite a few audio apps, and there's nothing worse when you try to do a show, no one's listening.
Mm-hmm.
At least this one, people are joining, and it feels great. It's just better.
Yeah. Well, and it's so easy to have a conversation between two people.
Mm.
Like so how my journey went is this logo, right? This is a reboot of a brand that started in early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
and the world simply wasn't ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, went to sleep, not sleep, but like kind of hibernated in a cocoon, kind of say,
Mm-hmm.
and showed up this year. Like I believe that the 21st century didn't start until this year.
Mm-hmm.
The past 2 decades was just practice and prototyping, and now that we know, what's available, and we've kind of I've already built out, like test cases. It's like the difference between drawing something in pencil and drawing it in ink, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, as of this year, we're ready to start, drawing in ink.
Mm-hmm. So, what does your company do? What's your name, by the way?
Nuts.
Naz.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Naz. So, what's your
Thank you.
company do, and how long have you been running your company for?
Right. So, like I said, this whole concept started in the early 2000s. So
Yeah.
the slogan of NASCOM Enterprises is "Everyone deserves a side hustle,"
Mm-hmm.
and the system is need a gig, get a gig, got a
Uh-huh.
gig.
Uh-huh.
Right. So wisdom allows people to skip right through the fun, the whole system, right
Uh-huh.
to the very end, because wisdom itself is a 100% done for you gig.
Uh-huh.
You don't need anything else. You don't need to download your audios and repost and blah 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 blah. Like you don't need to do, forgive my language, but shit all. Like you just come, you run a talk, and if you don't like the talk, you delete it from your profile. If you love it, then you download it. So like so it doesn't. It's not only living in your profile, but you have it in your own device. You can now transcribe it. You can clip it. You can do any one of a number. You can do as many things as your imagination allows you. But even if you don't do any of those things, you can just simply point people to your profile, and they can consume whatever it is that you're putting down.
That's what's amazing about Wisdom, Naz, because I've been using, the Spotify Green Room, but yeah, no one shows up to talk. Or you go on Clubhouse, people just want to argue and ridicule people because they don't agree with political opinions. But I'd rather talk with one person, like we're doing now.
Yeah. So how my journey went was, so in January, right? I relaunched NASCOM Enterprises. I rebooted
Yeah,
it, and
no.
I was recording audio notes, right? Because that's how I keep my brain, like functional, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I record things in audio, and then
Mm-hmm.
the more I was doing that, the more I realized, hey, these notes sound a lot like these podcasts I used to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just changed the language such that
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to an audience, and then like I'm the kind of guy who has great conversations all day long, right? So some of those conversations, especially with my partner Simon, I
Mm-hmm. Hello, you there, Naz? Oh, looks like we just lost you there. Okay. So this was a wonderful show as well. Looks like we just got some technical difficulties at the moment going on. But I'd just like to say, everyone, thank you for listening to the Stephen Shields radio show. Are you there?
okay, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, just
Okay,
lost
so
you.
yeah, because I have a clubhouse room open right now, and then
Ah,
my buddy jumped into it and then took over the mic.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, so I mean, done for you. Yeah, so I was coffee time with Simon. Right, so
Mm-hmm.
coffee with Simon. Right, so I started recording the conversations. Coffee with Simon. My
Mm-hmm.
religious conversations. I recorded those as lost in translation. Conversations with my elders. I
Mm-hmm.
record those as dadisms. And so I was doing, like the whole wisdom concept way back, like when social audio was still new and shiny,
Mm-hmm.
or even before social audio was new and shiny. As a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
because I was doing that in like January, February.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so like this is, as a saying, this is like the adult table.
Mm-hmm.
The conversations that we have here are meaningful and live into perpetuity. And
How do you feel about Clubhouse and Green Room and Discord in your personal experience?
yeah, well, listen, the whole social media landscape is like a jigsaw puzzle,
Yeah.
and individually, each puzzle piece by itself is a beautiful piece of art.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to appreciate that little tiny piece of art all by itself, great. But together, they all fit together into this masterful, like picture, right? So whatever you like, if you like, pictures, you like, Instagram is good for you. If you like, I don't know, if you like DMs, right? Then Green Room is good for you. If you like FaceTime, you like Zoom, then Speakeasy is good for you. And each one has its own set of features that make stand out from the rest.
Yeah.
And what people like about Wisdom is the same thing they used to like about Clubhouse, is
Uh-huh.
that it's very streamlined, right? But Clubhouse is a sad example of a project buckling under market pressure, right? So they keep on adding based on on what people are demanding. But in the beginnings, there was nothing, because nothing is what it takes to have a very streamlined app that doesn't break.
Uh-huh.
So I hope Wisdom stays as streamlined as it is, because there's
Yeah.
no need for anything else. We have the whole social media, menu in our profile, right? So we can use any other social media for the DMs. We can use the other social medias for whatever.
Mm.
Like the only thing missing from here is like a PayPal icon,
Mm.
right? So that we can have our tip jar.
Well,
Right?
Spotify Green Room is supposed to, like, they're saying they want to monetize people, but they're very slow on their stuff for content creators
Well,
and
the
a tip
reason
jar.
what happened with the Green Room is it didn't get the traction that it should have.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, it's hard to compete in this space, right? Because the currency of the 21st century and beyond is attention,
Uh-huh.
right? So as much as like, see the thing, so that's why like Clubhouse is still like is going to be OG, right? Because whatever is catching other people's attention, they're very quick to adopt those features into their
Yeah.
platform, so people don't go away, right? So the whole idea of recorded rooms is coming to Clubhouse now.
Oh, is it? Because they don't let you record on Clubhouse.
No, but they
They
do now, right? That whole clip
don't-
feature, right? So that
Oh,
clip,
gotcha.
that clip is a 30-second recording, right? So which means they're recording the whole thing. Which
Mm.
means eventually they could do like speak, but like Wisdom is right now, and allowing those recordings to live in your profile or give you access to those recordings to download, like Green Room and Speakeasy do,
Yeah.
right? So they're just following suit, While they'll always be OG in my mind.
Uh-huh.
Uh, well, yeah, I mean, because they're working hard to keep their market share.
Oh, they all are. A lot of money goes into these apps with these investors. You know, it's expensive.
Well, yeah, it is expensive, and the thing about it is, it's not like Clubhouse doesn't have money, you know.
Mm.
But they forked, the philosophy forked, a long time ago. Back in the day, the original ethos of the project was that this is a creator space, and we built this for creators, by creators for
Mm.
line ends.
Exactly.
And the more money showed up at the table, the more that line, just kind of blew away in the
Yeah.
wind.
But yeah, Naz, we've got about a minute 28. Anything you want to say before we finish?
Yeah, just to the title, right? What we get wrong about life, and also,
Mhm.
I mean that there's a reason why it's a title, because each that's something that can take up a whole talk. so
Mm.
so fundamentally, right? This this question, what is the purpose of life? This is
Mhm.
not a profound question. It's a simple question that deserves a simple answer.
Mm.
So the purpose of life is twofold: learn and share. And
Nice.
and it doesn't, there's no more to the answer than that. Our human the whole purpose of life is to serve. We are not the kind of creature that hatches out of an egg and wakes up and knows how to fend for itself. We're not. A baby will die. My baby here, who is dying for my attention,
Mm-hmm.
if nobody was giving her the attention, she would not survive.
Mm.
Right? So at that fundamental level, we need to serve. And even if we didn't have kids, then we need to draw cave painting somewhere. So the knowledge that we pick up along the way passes down. And that's the whole purpose of life.
That's it. All right, that was Naz on the podcast. I want to thank Naz for coming on the Stephen Shields radio show today. It was very awesome.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for tuning in. We're about to finish the podcast right now. New podcasts are available every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get it. If you subscribe, you get a notification. Also, share any of your favorite episodes on your social media. This helps me, break the algorithm. I'm not spending any money on paid advertising. All my advertising's done word of mouth and organic, the old-fashioned way. I've got music on Spotify. I've got a YouTube channel as well. Follow me on Web Talk. If you want to get monetized and paid to socialize, Web Talk is the answer. That's what I've enjoyed about Web Talk. I'm Stephen Shields on the Stephen Shields radio show. Bye for now.